Okay.
So firstly, welcome. So I think old friends, new friends. So because of the COVID, so we need to do this small group and make sure we are safe. And then today, I think it's a very special launch with a small group, which is very relaxing. So we'll give you some updates. I think all of you, as a friend of Huawei, are all curious what's happening with Huawei, what's next. So in today's session, I'm going to do business updates, the future strategy, and with all the concerns on the operation system, the HMS update, and also with the latest flagship, the Mate 40 Pro, what is coming, and then with our AI seamless life. So how Huawei is going to do more in your daily smart life. So that's what we are going to cover today. So I think with the firstly on the business update, so when they're facing the technical problems. So actually, despite all these challenges in the past 12 months for Huawei, with the US bans and with all this COVID spread, but the good thing is we still have the consumer support. We have a very good strong performance still. In Q2, I think you all know that we first time became the #1 market share in the smartphone category. And also at the meantime, we have a very strong performance on the other category as well. The watches, the audio products, the PC products, and also the other very important progress is from a retail footprint. So we has become one of the biggest retail footprint in China market, and we are building more in European, and also we are doing more in Australia. So this is what we had opened the 3rd retail store in Hurstville last week. And this one we opened in the 1st October. In total, we already have 3 in Australia. So we are going to expand more when this COVID control is lifted a little bit. So in the other area, we are looking to building more. For this Mate 40, so Jun, can you cover this part as well? So it's our latest version.
So with the Mate 40 Pro, this one here is part of our latest flagship device. As with the Mate series, we'll quickly start off with a product video just around the features and specs and some of the cool components that you'll be able to see on there.
This is your new Mate. The future technology is now. Introducing Huawei Mate 40 Pro. It's got the most powerful Kirin chipset ever. Take the best photos any time of day, against backlight and low light. See further with telephoto zoom. And make your wide-angle shots picture perfect. Video your world with ease. More stabilization, more perspective, and a lot more intelligence. Bringing you color and definition that's second to none. Its front camera smartly fits everyone in and puts your selfies in slow-mo. It responds to your gesture and even to your eyesight. To work with your MateBook. Need more windows? Yes, one more, and one more. Get super fast charging. This is the Huawei Mate 40 Pro.
So with the Mate DNA, what you'll find on the Mate series, quite different to the P series, is both of these are a flagship device. With P series, it's more dedicated to your design, colors, and also photography in terms of innovation. With the Mate DNA, you'll find innovative technology overall for a change in the overall powerhouse system, and then also a large battery, all new supercharge, and also ultimate performance as well with the all new chipset. Now, in terms of the 4 key components, what you see here is leap further ahead with the Mate 40 Pro. So you have our iconic space ring design here, which is inspired from, you might have seen the latest picture of the M87 black hole that was taken with the Event Horizon telescopes. Looks very similar to that. So you get that pull from an iconic design. So when users are actually holding the smartphone, it can be seen far away and notice that that is a Mate 40 Pro in consumers' hands. Not only that, you also have the all-new Kirin 9000 chipset. This one is a 5nm chipset, and it's also a single SoC chipset as well, leading to better power efficiency. A lot of competitors out there running 5G at the moment using a chipset that powers the phone, and then a separate 5G modem to give you the 5G component. Whereas this one here, we do have an all-in-one chipset, providing you with not performance, but also power efficiency at the same time.
And that was the same with the P40 Pro, right? It was all in the...
Correct. With the Kirin 990, the 9000 has further improved inside elements, so the 5G component, not only that, but also the MPU component as well. So to give you a bit of an idea, we'll cover that, but from a MPU perspective, we've now increased it to 2000 images per second recognition, versus previously when we first introduced MPU, it was 2000 images in 60 seconds. So it was a 60 times increase.
Sure, and that's N for neural, right?
So neural network processing unit, correct. You also have an all-round imaging system in terms of the new Leica camera setup and scoring us an all-new DxO mark at level at number 1 as well, and the all-new EMUI 11 user experience. So starting off with the design, what you notice here is it does have the space ring iconic design, and also the 88-degree horizon display. So with this 88-degree horizon display, what you get is a more immersive experience in a smaller form profile, but you also get your virtual keys as well. So this one here, we brought back the physical volume buttons and also the virtual keys. And the virtual keys can be used for things like gaming, and you can also use it as an additional camera shutter button as well. So a lot of times when you're taking photos, you normally take it from here, and that allows you to do that. Now, in terms of the Kirin 9000 chipset, as I mentioned earlier, it's a 5nm chipset, so very, very small footprint. Not only that, what's been improved is you do also have the world's first 24-core Mali GPU for gamers, and then quad ISPs, which further enhances the videography and photography component as well. And you also have that new MPU, which is your 2 big core, 1 tiny core MPU for a more powerful chipset performance overall. Now, in terms of camera, you do have our free camera setup with an all-new laser assisted focus. Because this one has our octa-phase detection autofocus, which is already very fast, the laser assisted focus will then help with the depth perception on there as well. In terms of sensor size, this is one of the largest sensor in the industry with a 50 megapixel sensor, so that allows you to capture even more color and more light intake. And you also have an ultra-wide cine camera for videography as well. This one here, as you saw in the videos, it features our all-new XD Fusion HDR videography, meaning that when you're capturing videos, the biggest pain point when videos is, for example, with a really well-lit bright sign here, you generally get overexposure and then underexposure on the person. This one will provide you with a perfect balance across the signage and also the person or in a darker area as well. All that put together, DxOMark has now rated this the highest smartphone camera in the market across all the other devices. Not only that, we've scored 136 across for both photography and videography combined together. And then this is also currently the highest front selfie camera as well. So taking the #1 mark across in DxOMark. Now, in terms of EMUI 11, the all-new experience that you're going to feature is with multi-screen collaboration. When you first saw it on our devices, you were able to simply share photos and files really, really quickly. So we're talking about hundreds of photos in a matter of seconds, being able to share that really quickly across. So really good for uni students that are using our devices. They can share documents and things like that across from 2 devices. Our second generation multi-screen collaboration, what you saw was you were able to control the phone directly on the computer. So if you had our MateBook 14, for example, with the touchscreen feature, you'd be able to swipe and do all your gestures on the smartphone without needing to actually pick up your smartphone. And now on the Mate 40 Pro with EMUI 11, you can now also do multi-window, multi-screen collaboration. So when you simply touch on it, you'll be able to not have just one window, but you're also able to add another 2 windows separately, so in further enhancing the multitasking feature of that as well. The dynamic eyes on display, we added another element, so with the eye control, it'll be able to detect when your eyes are looking at it. You can do really cool things like, I think the biggest pain point for a lot of users is when you're looking at your phone and you decide to lie down when you're sleeping, it auto rotates for you, whereas this one follows your eyes. So even if you lie down with auto rotate, it'll keep it at that same portrait mode, so you'll be able to see it without adjusting it or turning that feature off.
How does it go with glasses?
I've tried it with glasses as well, and it also picked it up. So as long as it can see your eyes, it will be able to do that. Yeah. Now, in terms of the dynamic always on display, what this allows you to do is you're now able to just simply look at the phone when it's on the table, and it'll automatically light up. There's also some really cool features on there for color scheme. You can choose GIFs, so moving pictures that are always on display. And you can also do the eyes on display, which will allow you to choose a color scheme. So for example, if I take a photo of just this area here, it will pick up the brown colors, the green, and then maybe some of the gold, and then use that as a color template for you to adjust this, so making it fully customizable. In terms of range and availability, this one here is available at our Huawei Experience stores in Chatswood, World Square, and Hurstville, and RRP for $1999. In the Mystic Silver, which we have on display later, feel free to welcome to show you around and have a deep play around with the actual device. So I hand that back over to Larkin. Thank you.
Thank you, Jun. So I think we cover the business updates and the latest flagship. So I think the performance maintained quite strong. And this is one the consumer call the strongest smartphone of Huawei in the history. So I believe so. So maybe in the later session when you go and experience, I think you will believe the same. So in the next session, I will talk a little bit other things. So not only business. So Huawei as a responsible enterprise, we are not only doing business, we also concern our community. So we want to also do more things for our community. So we know all the pollutions, all the bad damage to the world is happening everywhere. So we would like to do from ourselves as Huawei. When we're doing smartphone, we try to do little things, small things makes big difference from a CSR perspective. How we do it? So it's a future thinking. We want to have a better environment for everyone. How we do with this Mate 40 Pro? So we are going to use a lot of reduction on our plastic. So we are not going to use a lot. We reduce 28%. And in papers, papers is also, if you use too many, it's also using another material which take impact to your environment. So we have 83% reduction. How we do that? Remember, all the electronic products, you will see a huge user guide. So before the previous Mate series, we used 340 pages, give every details, but now we reduce to 34. So you can find electronic copies in our official website if you want to know more details. So this little change actually making very big difference. If you look at how we use this reduction to do the industry leading, so saving, and also to reduce the impact to our environment. So we will keep doing this, and also the other thing, the ink. We use the latest soy ink in the user guide, which is very different from the traditional one. This one is recycling. So when you use this ink, when they throw away the user guides, this can be recycled. So there will be no impact to the environment. So I think all these little things we are doing, we believe as a long term will give a very good impact to the environment and to our consumers. And we will keep doing that. We're setting targets for us to do more saving, to do more effort to the environment protection, to avoid wasting. So that's the CSR. So I think as a responsible enterprise, we want to also do more things for our community. So the third one, that's a lot of people's concern from an operation system after the US ban. So we cannot use the Google service. So that means the Android system for us, it's a very big question the consumer asks. So we start our HMS part from the beginning of this year to build our HMS system with our Huawei App Gallery, which is our own app market. You can call App Gallery or you can App Store, so the Huawei App Store. So how is it going? I think now with #1 market share in Q2 this year, and with continuously #3 in the past 3 years globally, and #1 in China market, actually we are the #3 biggest app market in the world from a smartphone perspective. We have 700 million devices which with the Huawei App Gallery. We also have a very good global MAU with 500 million plus. And in Australia, we have 500,000 plus devices which have this app gallery in their devices. And that's only in this first half, Australia, we already more than 40 plus partners. They join our app gallery, and this is quite familiar apps. You know, I will share more details in the next page. That's how we grow our basis in the last 12 months. If you look at globally, so those big names you might know is WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. They are all independent from Google Play, from Huawei App Gallery. You can find the APK in their official website. So that means it doesn't matter you use any other Android devices or Huawei devices, you will be able to download their APK in their official website. With the other big names like Snapchat, TikTok, now it's all on board. Booking.com, and also you have the other options on the navigations and maps as well. So Microsoft Office definitely for your daily work. In Australia, we also have a lot more partners are joining. I'm not sure if you know, Kava actually is very proud Australian company, very creative. It's the #1 design app in the iOS, the Apple Store. So now they also work with Huawei, a very good cooperation. We are doing some joint marketing as well. And also we provide the other options on like the 7 class from media perspective, the real estate from your daily property perspective, Kogan e-commerce, more and more partners. We are also working with the other bank and the other services providers to bring more convenient service to our consumer. We are using also the other ways like our Petal search. So if the apps we are still working is not on board yet, you will be able to use Petal search to link to maybe a web option or maybe a quick app option to make sure you can resolve your daily needs. For example, if you want to use bank, they will give you a link, then link to a web version, and then you can do your transaction or doing your check your balance, that kind of thing. This is the marketing. So we don't want the content provider, they just sitting in our app gallery doing nothing, right? So we have 500 plus users in Australia. So we want to bring values to them, and they also want to bring values to our consumer. Good discounts, good deals, and we are promoting in our app gallery. So to make sure our content provider and our consumer base, they can have a mutual benefit to enjoy the platform Huawei is providing to them. So that is basically the update on the HMS. So if there's any more question, happy to answer after this session. The last session I want to talk about is what's the future for Huawei. So the seamless AI Life actually is the future of Huawei. So we are not only a smartphone company, and with all the R&D development and capacity we are having, so we will be able to provide more technology in your daily life. So that's why we call it a 1+A+N strategy. The one is the smartphone, right, which is essential. So everybody needs the phone all the time, but you also need others. So for example, your earphone. So you always need a Bluetooth earphone to free your hands. And now with like this little gentle monster sunglasses, you can also use the sunglasses to free your hands. And actually this is a music player, this is also a Bluetooth, you can use make phone calls. When you're driving a car, this is your navigation to yourself only. So, and also the others, like the sound system, and also the traditional audio set, and the PC, we call is the A. A is also manufactured by Huawei, and N it's a third party, but play with Huawei together with the platform provided by Huawei called Link. I will talk a little bit more in the next page. So the one, as I say, is our smartphone. A is all these like the traditional audio products, the earphones, sunglasses, and this is the full series of our +A product, and it's all available in Australia now. So in the next session, our specialist will take you through all the products and give you an experience. M product. So M product, Huawei Link, it's a technology platform which can connect these partner product into the Huawei ecosystem, which can give you a better experience to integrate your daily smart life. Just give you an example. I like this with Link, we also have an app called AI Life to manage all your +A and +M product. For example, when I use my sunglasses, I want these sunglasses to say hello to me when I put it on. So every time in the morning I put it on, it will say, good morning. I say good morning. In the afternoon, I say good afternoon, good afternoon. So, but if you don't like it, you can switch off in your AI Life app. That's simple. And I think it's a very warm kind of connection between your smart devices and yourself. This is the examples. What is the +M product? Like the electronic toothbrush, like your smart lamp, like your automatic cleaner at your home. All these devices can connect to the Huawei platform Link and use your AI Life to manage them. So I think these will give you a very convenient smart life in your home or in your working environment. So this is the future strategy of Huawei, and we already bring in a lot of +A product in Australia, and we are going to bring in the +M product in the next future. This is all my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
You had a car symbol up there. When do you think Huawei will get into in-car entertainment?
Car. So I think we have a car business unit, so which is newly built. So we are not making cars, but we are providing all the technology which can support a car become a smart car. For example, in the car you always need connection. that Huawei is very good at that. We are like the number one telecom company, so we will provide modules to provide 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi connections in your car, and also AI, VR, those kind of VR, that kind of technology, which is also our strengths. So we will working with all the big car makers to make sure we provide a more smarter car experience to the consumer. So
Do you think you'll make a Huawei Auto, like Android Auto or CarPlay?
Similar. It's not like a Huawei Auto. Will always be, for example, some big brands auto, but integrate with the Huawei technology, that kind of thing.
And Celia, when is Celia coming to Australia?
Syria. So you mean the voice control, right?
The assistant like Siri or
Yeah.
or
So
Google Assistant.
it's coming soon. I think with the next few upgrade on the emotion UI will come with the voice control.
Sure.
Alex, I know you want to do a one-on-one interview.
Yeah,
with us.
so, yeah.
we can move to the interview area.
Yeah, okay, I'll just hit stop here.